Hello and welcome to Poolside Problems. I'm Tor.
And I'm Elle. Poolside Problems is a podcast about our lives as 30-something-ish women living on a small island.
From moving abroad and finding friendship in unlikely places, the fun and the hard times, including some of the bigger problems life throws at us, like fertility, relationships, moving countries and everything in between.
Not forgetting our poolside problems, our daily rants that aren't really serious problems at all. We can't promise it will be hilarious, but there will be laughter and honesty and maybe even some special guests along the way.
We hope you enjoy tuning in to our girl chats each week. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our Instagram account for updates.
Hello.
Hi. How's your week been, Elle?
My week's been good. Well, actually, Sunday was probably one of my worst hangovers since before I was pregnant with Rory. Well, technically, I actually was pregnant with Rory, wasn't I?
Before you talk about your week, I feel like actually we need to talk about this because
margarita
it was brilliant. So, because I was pregnant with the twins, this was back in 2020.
Before that, I was pregnant with Albie.
Yeah, but no, the reason we went to Lauren is because we didn't come to your wedding, so we wanted to take you out because we didn't get you a wedding present and we obviously cancelled last minute. So we were like, right, when we go back to Bermuda, we're going to take you out on a night out, we'll pay, and it's going to be like, sorry we couldn't make your wedding because Tor was pregnant and having all sorts going on. So when we got back, the boys were like, I'd only been back a couple of weeks. When I brought them back, they were like,
I was trying to fit it in before in case I got pregnant, and then we were going to have to wait like another
ages.
9 months.
And basically we went out to this really nice place for dinner. And we had cocktails and champagne and wine and then after dinner drinks.
No, but before we even went to dinner, I fell down the stairs into dinner. Do you remember?
Yeah, you did do that.
And then I fell up the stairs.
Fell up on the way out. And then we got a normal taxi and Elle was hanging out the sunroof as if it was in a limo.
I think in the video I'm shouting like, it's Miami!
Oh, God, it was just so funny. But anyway, she was so hungover the next day, it was a joke.
I was so hungover that by the evening I took a pregnancy test, even though I really didn't want to take a pregnancy test because I was like, this is the worst hangover I've ever had for a long time. But I was too scared almost to find out that I was pregnant because I'd just been drinking the night before and obviously felt really hungover. I was like, really shouldn't feel this sick. Like from a hangover, even though I did go pretty wild. Oh, and that's the night I went into your neighbour's house as well.
Oh yeah, you knocked on the neighbour's door and told them to come up to ours for drinks.
And I got into bed with James. Gave one of the twins a bottle.
My poor parents were like watching over.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And James carried the cot out of the
my parents' bedroom.
That's funny.
I was like, why have you got my twins for the night? And then woke up in the morning and was like, why have you got the twins in our bedroom? I was like, because you insisted last night.
Yeah. So yeah, Sunday was up there with that one. Probably wasn't quite as like high quality tequila that I'd been drinking on Saturday. No. And unfortunately I didn't manage to dance it off at 80s night. Yes, I had all the beige carbs and just about felt normal again on Monday.
But Saturday night was fun. We went on a boat. It was for one of our friends' birthdays. And it was like drinks upstairs. And we went downstairs for dinner, which was really yummy. And then went back upstairs. And the like husband and wife team who ran the boat, the husband sang. So we sang all the way back into like town, which was just so nice, wasn't it?
He was so brilliant.
He was.
Proper crooner.
Yeah, proper.
It was really good. And actually, I forgot to tell you, I saw the boat go past yesterday on Harbour Road. They were doing like a tour, I think. But
oh, nice.
You know, when I'd never seen it before in my life, and then now I've seen it twice in 2 days.
Well, because you notice it now.
Yeah.
And then on Friday afternoon, we had a really nice time, didn't we? Took the twins and your kids with the husbands, and we did like a Friday afternoon swim beach time. We all had some wine and beers, and us and the kids all had pizzas. Kids all played.
That was so nice. It feels like summer's just around the corner, but spring is actually my favourite time here. Spring, Easter, and October actually. But
yeah, same. And yeah, I feel like I'd been out as well. Like you met us for brunch, but you had to head off on the Friday, and then I stayed at the pool with some of the girls, and I think my poolside problem this week is that I got burnt.
Yeah.
which is ludicrous because obviously we live in a hot country. I've got sun cream on all the time, and I'd put sun cream on the front of me, but I forgot to do my back, and I was just
And your left
chatting.
bum cheek.
Yeah, my left bum cheek, which I don't know how I managed that. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, actually, I think I forgot to put sun cream on my back, but it was too late by then. And I think my Poolside problem is that I was still such a Brit abroad, and it's the beginning of summer, and I think I obviously got overexcited. I was drinking champagne around the pool with my friends. I got burnt.
It's a pretty cool 1st of April though.
It was a cool 1st of April, but it's not big and it's not clever because it was bloody hurt after.
Was it painful?
It actually was. Not super, super painful. And actually, I'm quite lucky because it won't peel. I've really put loads of moisturiser and stuff on it. But I just thought, what an idiot. Like, you're having a nice time with your friends.
Do you ever
and then
get like this bit of your scalp? I find sometimes I feel like I must have just got
Like you're parting.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they can't see that. Yeah, I think I actually did burn my party. I said that to James. I was like, my head is so itchy. I was like, I think actually, and then it got a bit sore. I was like, I think I must have burnt my head.
We do have a really low hanging lamp in our house, and sometimes if you just like bend over and like miss the thing and whack it, it's like the hardest thing. I've definitely lost thousands of brain cells to that lamp. So sometimes I think the pain from in my head is that, but then sometimes I think, but you can't put cream on it, can you?
Yeah, I feel like the spray ones you can nowadays, they're like clearer ones, because if you run the pool in that all day anyway, you're going to get
That's true.
greasy hair.
Oh, I don't wash my hair hardly ever here anyway.
Um,
What about your blood test? Did you get that back?
Yeah, so I had my blood test to see, did I talk about that last week? I can't remember. I had to see what my killer cells are doing, just out of curiosity. And I know that they've got it, but I've got a call with the clinic on Friday, and we're recording this on Tuesday. So I'll have a proper chat with them and just see where they're at and, yeah, what's going on with my bloods, basically.
So, like, I mean, we've already touched on fertility before, but like, I really do take for granted, like, how easy it is. Like, because even an easy, straightforward getting pregnant isn't easy, like, by any stretch. Like, I found pregnancy really hard, especially my second with the toddler already to look after. But when there's also the like months of trying or months of like having to do blood tests and stuff before you've even conceived, like talking to our friend about IVF the other day, just it's long.
Yeah, it's so shit. And like, people that can just fall pregnant are super lucky. And there's no shade on that, because that's just nice and lucky, and that's how it should be. But if you have anything on top of just falling pregnant naturally, it's just hard work, and it takes up a lot of energy and a lot of brain space. And
because you've still got to go through all the, like, when you do get pregnant, you know, the first 12 weeks of like, is it going to work? Is it going to go ahead? And like, is it going to be like all the blood tests of checking for things fine and stuff right up until the minute you stop being pregnant, you're like a bit anxious and stuff, but with the lead up as well, like
it's killer. So we'll see if that happens.
What else is going on?
What else has happened this week? This is really handy. The boys have been sleeping really well, which is nice. I don't know if we spoke about this before, but my twins, one of them loves sleep, one not so much. But actually, they've been sleeping through the night really well at 18 months nearly, thank God. And James and I have been really catching up on our sleep, which has been heaven. Had quite a nice chilled weekend. Apart from say that, and then I'm like, Friday afternoon I was drinking champagne, and then Saturday night went out. But I think
Thursday we were at your house.
Yeah. But none of those were super drunk, super late nights, which is quite nice. It was just all quite casual and good night sleeps, loads of water in between. I forgot we were at mine on Thursday as well.
Yeah.
We had a girls' night at mine because one of our friends is heading back for a hen do in the UK, so we wanted to see her before she went.
Our original podcast editor.
Yeah. She's just too busy with all her other cool work now, though.
Oh, I'm nervous about that Bermuda hen, actually. Like, I don't feel cool enough.
She's definitely like younger and cooler than us.
Yeah.
And we're all going on a massive sten, which is exciting though. I like the fact that it's like the guys and the girls. But yeah, you're right. What the fuck are we gonna wear?
Oh God, I know. Like,
We're going to look so mumsy.
Yeah, I'm going to be full mum mode.
No, we won't. We'll be calling her.
I'll have to like drink a little bit to overcome my nerves.
Fall on the boat.
But like try not to overcompensate. Actually, I think the last hen I went on was mine as well.
I think the last hen I went on was yours in London. I was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Brady Boober.
Oh, you were fun. That's fun.
Yes. I mean, it's a good hen. Yeah, you had your one here on a boat. That was fun from what I saw.
Yeah, boats are good. We're lucky.
I don't think yours was the last hen do I went on, actually. I've got one when I go back to England. Hen do's. Oh my God, aren't hen do's? That has led us into something that we didn't discuss when we were talking about, but actually, I really love a hen do.
I love a hen do. When I was like single, I used to find them a bit like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a weekend with a load of girls, and half of them I don't know, and all of them are going to be like, so any guys on the phone? Like, all my best friends were desperate for me to settle down and stuff, but actually they end up being such fun weekends, don't they?
They do.
Like, our friend who's planning one at the moment's a bit stressed about the cost.
Oh yeah.
But I just think actually, yeah, obviously not everyone can afford to like splurge on weekends, but over the years, I would do anything for a weekend with my girlfriends now, especially living here. You've got your girls coming out, haven't you? That will be like a hen do.
Yeah, I've got my best friends from Essex coming over in 4.5 weeks now, I think it is. Yeah, and one of them is actually getting married, second marriage in August. So when I fly back in June to the UK, I land on the Saturday morning. I literally deposit my children and husband. I'm not sure where yet, either at my house or my sister's house. And then I shower, and then I go into London, check into a hotel, which does excite me a lot.
Oh,
Go out on a hen do, and then sleep in a hotel for the night with no kids and no husband.
speaking of sleeping in hotels, if we do our girls' weekend away, would you share with me, or would we just go in separate rooms?
Should we share?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, because one, it's more fun, and two, it's like so expensive. So we're talking about going to Miami for a girls' weekend, and the hotels are all quite expensive. And actually, it just means that we can probably stay in one of the nicer ones.
One of my favourite things is getting ready with like,
the
girls there too.
Because I said that about the London. I was like, oh, have you got connecting rooms or a suite? And the girl that's organised it was like, shit, I didn't even think about that. I was like, what? Oh my God, we need to like all get ready together. And like in the morning, wake up and be like, oh, I feel so rough together. Like we can't just be in our own rooms. Like, don't get me wrong, your own bed does sound appealing, like when you've not got any like kids that are climbing in and stuff, but I feel like we should share.
Yeah.
And they're much more better.
It would be much more better. I feel like a bit too grown up just being in my own room.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I'm not sure my husband would sign off on the cost either.
I was thinking that. I was looking at the cost of some of the rooms. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get
it.
Look,
expensive.
It's so expensive.
Is that the case? Do you think all travel is like way more expensive now because of everything? Because of everything being closed?
No. I feel like also for like people listening, so Miami is probably one of the closest places that we can pop to for a weekend. The others are all quite cold. Be like New York, Boston.
Well, and they're not really like, they're the only direct flights, aren't they?
Yeah. So like,
is Charleston direct flight now?
No idea.
No, actually, it's not.
Miami is like the main hot party place. So actually for us, it's like from the UK pop into like Marbs for the weekend.
Yeah. Well, also, we don't have like many restaurants here. Maybe actually we could talk about food in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have many restaurants in Bermuda, and we don't have very many shops at all.
No.
So it's definitely a first world problem, but and we have lots of nice beaches, which lots of places don't have. But it's I do really miss the like buzz and culture and shops and food, just city breaks and places, and actually like in London itself is amazing, but in Europe, like you can go so easily with like really cheap Ryanair flights for like to explore Europe, whereas we're right in the middle of the Atlantic. There's not that many options. It's quite expensive.
And since COVID, all the airlines have been rubbish and flights have been cancelled. And actually, shopping is one thing that like it's hard. It's like delayed getting in, and like Saturday actually is prime example of this. We talk about this quite a bit. It's like in England, if you're going out, you'd like pop to the shops and get yourself like a new outfit from like somewhere cheap, like Zara or something. And that'd be like your day, and then you'd go out that night. And on Saturday we were going out, and it was going to be a bit cold on the boat. And I was like, oh, James, I'm in in between sides, like none of my jeans fit me properly. And he was like, right, let's go into town, and like the 2 shops that you'd want to buy stuff in, let's pop into. And one of my friends was like, I wanted some coloured skinny jeans. And she was like, oh, in this one specific shop, they've got them, and actually they're in the sale baskets. And I was like, oh, fab, I'll go and have a look.
Really?
So I got to this shop, and I already have had so many issues with them. I barely shop in there because they just find the staff, not all of the staff, but some of the staff quite rude. And I walked in and there were no sale baskets, and I was like, oh. So I said to the girl, I was like, look, I'm just having a look. It doesn't look like you've got any coloured skinny jeans. Do you have any? And she literally looked at me and just went, no. And I was like, I mean, that's quite unhelpful. Like, it was just like, no. I was like, oh, well, one of my friends said there was some in the sale baskets. And she was like, oh. And then said to one of her other staff, can you look up the sale jeans? We've probably got some out back. And I was like, no, they don't have to be sale, but you don't have any on the shop floor. And one of my friends had seen that, and she was like, she'll help you.
Oh my God, so rude.
Literally, I was like, even if she brings out a pair of jeans, I'm going to tie them around her neck and throw her out the window.
I think it might even be the same person said to me once, like when I tried to exchange something over 7 days later, so not like 3 weeks later, and I was just trying to exchange it. It was a white top, by the way, and I was trying to buy something more expensive, and the lady just went, timely apparel. And I was like, sorry, I don't know what that, can I exchange it or not? Like, that's not an answer to my question. I was so angry that I was like, can you just buy me that Garni shirt? Can you go in and get it for me another time?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go back in, but I don't know, it might not be the same shop.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the same shop. But yeah, so that, like, the fact that there's not many shops and then you get that service from, I think, the one specific person in there, you're like, well, actually, I just want to get off this island and do some proper shopping. And as much as we love to shop local, they don't make it very easy for us either. So, yeah, shopping and eating, which is going to lead us on to our next thing.
Oh, food. Wait, how much did like my eyes light up when I saw that when Tor did a poll on her is it a poll? No, a Q&A on your on your Instagram about some topics that you'd like to hear about on our podcast. So many people replied saying food, or what food you like in Bermuda, what food you miss in England, and what we buy in our supermarket, what restaurants we go to. And it's music to our ears, really, isn't it? Because we love
food.
Yeah.
And I suppose let's start maybe with like being expats, and that's what this kind of is about a little bit, is like what would you say you miss food wise? Like what do you gravitate towards when you leave this island?
McDonald's and Cadbury's chocolate buttons.
Yeah, easy.
They're my things that I'll definitely have in the first 24 hours of being back.
Yeah.
That's partly just a pregnancy craving. I wasn't even a McDonald's person really.
No.
Before I moved here, but now I really am.
Yeah, and I think the fact that like you can't get it here makes you want it even more. Because I'm the same. Like, especially when I was pregnant, literally I'd drive past one with my sister, and she'd be like, "Do we have to stop again?" I'm like, "Yes." I do that, but mine's fish and chips, proper chip shop chips.
Do you know, we do normally try and get fish and chips from my back as well. It's like, I don't know if anyone ever from Bath listens and has a good recommendation, but I feel like Turkish, because that Turkish we had at your sister's house.
Oh,
I still think about it.
So good.
And like I can never find a good Turkish, and I can never find a great fish and chip shop. Like there's good ones, but if the chips are crunchy, it's a no from me. Like
no,
yeah, they have to be soggy.
I suppose they can. No, yeah,
Soggy
they do.
with
But the
vinegar.
occasional crunch is good.
No, they'll get left behind in my paper.
Okay, anyone in Bath, give Elle a good fish and chip shop recommendation. That'd be handy, because I've got one literally at the end of my road in Essex, in Brentwood, and it is so good.
Isn't that what? Did you have fish and chips the night before you had the boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you did. You were going to go for a date night, weren't you?
Yeah, we were going to go out, and then there was too much going on, so we had fish and chips. And my other thing I have when I go back, and I really miss it, is dim sum.
Yeah, me too.
Really, really good dim sum. Like,
generally just Asian food.
Yeah.
Dim sum will be like every meal we have in Miami, I reckon.
I reckon. I reckon it would be definitely any sort of Asian dim summy stuff. Oh, I just miss it because here it's very, I'd say it's quite Americanized, the food. Like it's like big portions,
Kind of
sauces.
hotel American.
Yeah.
Breakfast potatoes.
Which, don't get me wrong, is probably
great,
one of my favourite things.
Yeah,
like Cornish
avo on
hash.
toast.
Yeah.
Brunch just generally is quite big.
Yeah, you don't get loads of like just that fresh Asian like flavours of like chilies and coriander and lemongrass, like
True.
that sort of stuff.
And I feel like, yeah, also Greek and stuff. You don't really get any like meze food here.
Or tapas, although there is a tapas that I haven't been to, but it's not going to be tapas like tapas would get in England.
Bolero,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, no, that's tapas. It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a few things that we miss about food. And actually, did you hear that Tesco's are no longer going to Lindo's, but Morrison's?
Oh,
Which I actually don't think we have Morrison's in Bath, so I don't.
I was going to say, I don't think I've shopped in a Morrison's since
the novelty,
uni.
the novelty of seeing something that like
Different
is from home.
Yeah.
Even those crisps, the Sainsbury's crisp in Marketplace, like I don't like any of those spinningy ones, twirls or whatever they're called, the crisps.
Yes.
But just seeing like prawn cocktail flavour Sainsbury's crisps, I'm like,
does make you happy because like in some of the supermarkets here, so one supermarket, so can't speak. One supermarket called Supermart has Waitrose stuff, and that is like the best thing ever. When the Waitrose delivery comes in, people are mad.
People are actually mental about it.
Like if one of us doesn't make it, like Elle knows I love the Waitrose coleslaw. James and I are big coleslaw fans, so she knows I haven't made it to the supermarket. You'll always get me one, won't you?
Yeah, or just if I see it, to be honest. And another friend of ours pretty much religiously goes Friday morning to get it's like a curry in a bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 different curry things and stuff. So if I'm ever there on a Friday and I know she needs that, I'll get that.
And even things like the chicken and also like the tins of like beans and pulses, because you just know that they're not pumped full of so much sugar like the US stuff is. So like if I find like there's another shop does the Tesco stuff and Sainsbury's, I always try and buy that because you know that the UK's like food standards are like so much better.
That's true, actually. I didn't think about that. And they're a bit less big as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're not like so crazy. You don't eat this like kilo of chicken breast every time you have one.
Yeah.
Do you know, actually, I've just thought of something else that I love. It's like the first thing I used to do when we got to Gatwick. And now kind of Heathrow, but it's a bit further away to walk in the terminal.
M&S.
M&S.
Oh.
The like pre-packed fruit. I think for some reason off the flight, like because you haven't slept. It's like for us when we land at 6 a.m. it's actually 2 a.m. Obviously you've had like a screaming child or two like keeping you awake. You haven't even looked at the films.
Yeah.
Like you don't know where your body clock is at because of the meals. But the kind of I'm obviously really dehydrated as well. But the like mango. I never really crave mango apart from when I land.
No, that mango is good actually.
Yeah. And she used to get an iced green tea as well, which is so random.
Oh, that's grim.
Yeah. Starbucks though as well. That's another one I miss. I'll definitely go there.
No, Cafe Nero's one. Miss Cafe Nero's so bad.
No, something about it. Like almost like I feel like they just don't clean the floors. I don't even know if Starbucks cleans their floors, but Cafe Nero, something about it seems a bit grubby.
Oh no, I love their coffee so much. What do I always get? M&S. I just love their sandwiches.
Yeah, and an egg sandwich.
An M&S sandwich is just
so good.
I actually really craved a turkey and stuffing like the Christmas sandwiches the other day. Random.
And not at Christmas.
No, not Christmas. Like literally the other day.
Nice. Yeah, that's quite random.
Oh my goodness, food.
It's always a bit drier than you think it's going to be though. I feel like those Christmas sandwiches. The Pret one is quite good though.
Pret one is really good. Oh, Pret. I do miss Pret. The crunchy roll with the ham and cornichon.
Oh yes, the tiny one.
Oh.
It's the most perfect size. Actually, Albie doesn't eat much. He doesn't. He's quite fussy, but he loved that when we were back.
Oh,
and
so good.
that just reminded me. I had norovirus when we were in England, so I still felt a bit rough a couple of days later, and I'd missed my birthday. Literally was the whole day either vomiting or in bed. So when Tom got back from his work trip to London, he was like, we'll have a date, like a date day-ish. And I wanted to go and do some shopping, and we were maybe going to go out for lunch, but actually, like, and there's a Harvey Nichols in Bristol, so we're like maybe going to go and sit at the bar at Harvey Nichols and have like a cocktail and some food, but I still just felt way too ropey and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And then it was chucking it down with rain, having been like nice weather all week. Anyway, so we were wandering around town, and we obviously got really hungry, and we were like, we've got no children, we can do anything we want. We could jump on a train and still go for lunch, or we could like go to a really cool restaurant for lunch, and it would be really nice. And we walked past a baguette shop that's like a hole in the wall in Bath, and I used to go there like when I did the summer job, like, and go for my lunch break and get one of these baguettes, and Tom was like, oh, coronation chicken baguette.
Oh, a baguette shop?
Yeah.
I thought you said spaghetti shop, and I thought it was the name of like a spaghetti house.
No.
A baguette shop. Okay, sorry. I don't know how I heard that.
And I have not had a panini, I reckon, in 15 years, and had a panini with like cranberry and brie or something. It's just, you know what, I didn't want to ruin anything because my tummy still felt weird. So I was like, I'll have to have something completely random in case, like, if I'd gone for McDonald's, I'd never be able to eat it again. Yeah, it was quite good actually. And we then sat in a corridor. It's called, like, it's like a covered corridor in Bath, on a bench, which was outside a barber shop, like basically an outdoor queue bench. We just found this bench and ate out of like brown paper bags. Oh, baguettes.
Great date lunch.
And my mum called us to be like, how's it going? What are you doing? We're like, oh, we're sitting on a bench having baguettes and paninis.
I mean, I feel like this is where we're so different, because no matter how shit I feel, I would have made it to that champagne bar in Harvey Nichols.
It was such a bit, but it's like those tiny little novelties of like a really random little baguette shop. Like, there isn't, well, I did bring you a baguette today actually. There is a baguette shop.
There is, but it's new and it's so expensive, which I know everything in Bermuda is. But although they're good, it's not the simplicity. They almost go like too far with all their ingredients, don't they?
When he said I want the one with honey in it, I was like,
yeah, which I would never normally choose that sort of thing, but it is yummy. But it's not like ham and cornichon. It's not like, they don't do simple.
Yeah.
Everything's like, even like the sushi here, which you can get sushi everywhere, even in the petrol station, it's like good sushi. But like, they have like cream cheese with spring onions, with this, all in one, and you're like,
and like wrapped in coffee granules.
Yeah, and
and there's like red things. Yeah, it is a bit
fish roe. Is that what you mean?
Is it? Don't tell me that. I can ever eat it again.
I'm sure that's fish roe now.
Oh no, the crunchy bits. There was some on the one we had the other day. The crunchy, like,
I don't know.
I thought it was well, don't tell me if it's eel skin either, because that would...
I mean, it might be that. No, eel skin's normally like a brownie or greeny colour, no? Anyway, yeah, God, food. We've gone off on food.
Yeah, well, we could talk about it for a while.
We could. I feel like if and when we go to Miami, we'll have to tell you all about what we've eaten. What is your McDonald's order? I'm interested.
Do you know what? I am really new to the Big Mac.
Oh, that's a good...
So my first port of call would be a double cheeseburger.
Okay.
Or even just a 99p cheeseburger, actually, because I really like how soft the roll is.
Wow, really, really into McDonald's.
I really am. Do you remember when I was pregnant, I was going to get a friend of ours, he was coming back, so you can't obviously bring fresh food back on your plane. I've had a banana taken out of my luggage at my hand luggage at customs before, so in fact, that reminds me of when I declared a cream egg, because I was so paranoid that it was like fresh food. But you can't bring fresh food, so I was like, obviously can't get a McDonald's and then just like get someone to bring it in from London. But someone was coming from New York, and he was coming not like through work, but on a private jet, I think. And so I was like, could you bring me a McDonald's? Because it would only be like a couple of hours old.
Yeah.
And I could just warm it up, and that would be amazing. And he was like, yeah, I will. But then annoyingly, they didn't have one in the like that terminal.
That's gutting.
Yeah. Bagels, actually. It's another great one.
I eat a bagel. I'm not bothered about bagels at all. It's too doughy. My McDonald's order is a Big Mac, actually.
Oh, really?
Or quarter pounder with cheese.
Did you try the chicken Big Mac when you were last back?
No, because I don't love the chicken burgers. I don't mind chicken, but I have to be really in the mood for it. Whereas quarter pounder of cheese or Big Mac with large fries.
Oh no, I don't get anything like that. I don't get anything other than the actual burger itself.
The fries
Oh, actually,
are
maybe
like the best.
my friend.
I wish you could have seen the way I looked at Elle then. I was literally like pure disgust.
My friend bought me no, I bought her a Valentine's Day card saying like I love you almost as much as chicken nuggets, and she replied being like, oh, so and so says, what about chicken selects or chicken tenders or something, like another McDonald's chicken thing.
Oh yeah, I've had those
The
actually.
longer
Yeah,
ones
longer
and
ones.
stuff. And
I
I was like,
prefer
well, I don't
them.
even know what they are. I feel like maybe before they've only come since we left England.
So I don't know. The chicken burger as well. I wouldn't, if I have a chicken burger, I don't have the chicken burger. I have the longer one.
Oh, it's like a seeded bun.
Yeah, I have that
So good.
with like a salsa in it. I think it is, or something like that, or hot sauce or something in it. I can't remember what it's called.
But yeah, I tried
That's
those
good.
long chicken things. They were really nice.
they're good.
Actually, I reckon I'd move away from them.
And what drink do you have? Because
I
I'm
never have a drink.
oh God, see, I have Fanta because I would never order it. I'd never pick it up. I don't really drink like the only fizzy drink I drink is fizzy water. I don't really drink Coke or anything like that. But for some reason, McDonald's, I have to have Fanta.
Do you ever get like McFlurries?
Yeah, I don't really like ice cream, do I?
No, you don't. No, I would never get that. No, I'm just straight in one box, one thing,
Cool.
and I would, but I would never waste a whole meal on a McDonald's. I'd have it as like an in between thing.
Oh my God, no. I like go in on a whole meal. Like when I was pregnant, I was living in a friend's house in England, and the McDonald's was like drive-through was like 10 minutes down the road. And I literally used to like get myself heavily pregnant into the car when it was like COVID lockdown, but the drive-throughs were still open. I can't remember what time frames it was open, but when it was open, and drive there, and James would be like, McDonald's again. And I was like, yes, 10 minutes down the road. I can't physically cook. You're busy with work and useless at cooking. So off I popped. So yeah, McDonald's was like a firm lunch dinner.
Pregnancy cravings are just so powerful. Like, do you remember when we were when we went to go and get hash browns that time? And we paid for like a really very expensive
Hotel buffet breakfast.
and then we opened up all the thick lids, and we were like, where are the hash browns? You had them yesterday, where are they? And they were,
I wasn't even
Oh, no.
pregnant, you was. Oh no, was I
no,
pregnant
we
as
both
well?
were, yeah.
Oh my God, so that was when I was pregnant, my third?
Yeah.
Third pregnancy
Yeah.
miscarriage. Oh my God, yeah.
And then we literally were like, where are your hash browns? And they're like, oh, we alternate the potatoes. It's breakfast potatoes today. And we were like, well, we've already paid for the buffet. Like, we don't want to come back tomorrow. We need the hash browns today. And so bless them, so sweet. They actually went and made us some hash browns, especially.
Oh my
Because
God, I
we were
forgot
so
about that.
hungry.
It is mental though, like, it is mental, as you say, like, a craving
Yeah.
in pregnancy. And also the aversions in pregnancy, like, they're like things that you're just like, absolutely, no way can I touch that. I can't smell it, it can't be anywhere near me. Like, what in your body is like, it's nuts. Like, my body, like, I couldn't have any green vegetables for ages. And I was like, surely that should be something my body would want to have.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't eat meat, which is fair. I love meat normally. I couldn't eat meat. Fruit is the main thing at the beginning that I loved, which isn't bad.
Did I tell you about when I went for acupuncture and she asked me if I had had any cravings to eat coal and soil?
Yeah, but that's quite common, isn't it, Cole?
Well, because I was really sick with my second pregnancy and getting really bad like migraine, like headaches, and I went to get acupuncture to try and like relieve that, but also they obviously talk about all the things that you're eating and everything. I think I said like I really fancy like lemon, like raw fennel and stuff. Like I was eating like crunchy raw fennel with lemon juice on it and stuff. And just loads of like raw vegetables. So not like a natural progression to coal and soil, which was like, have you ever thought about doing this? I was like, no, I promise you I haven't. Like, or have you ever like wanted to pick up an ashtray? And I was like, no.
Oh.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything worse, pregnant or not pregnant.
Not pregnant. It's making me gag, so...
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
But yeah, some people obviously do have some quite weird.
Coal is
weird
one.
ones.
But is that not something to do with the iron, I think? Because your iron levels, I feel like that's
I think
coal.
that's why maybe because fennel's got high iron or something.
Oh, maybe.
So
There must be some sort of connection
Because
there.
I do think it's amazing how your body tells you, like, no one really fancies sushi, do they?
No.
When they're pregnant.
No.
I
Or
like it.
alcohol.
Because, and like you said,
Well, I didn't actually.
Dr. Wade said to you, just like, you can have sushi, but would you want to feel sick and throw up, like spend it like vomiting from fish or food poisoning? So like, then but your body naturally like repels from that. It's kind of weird.
It's so true.
Yeah, food aversions. I've been through a few in the last few years.
God, yeah, it's mental. Curry was your big one, which is her husband's like favourite food ever, and he was so devastated.
But now I'm back on curry, and he sometimes I have to like twist his arm because like, no, I want to be healthy, but curry's good here actually.
Curry's really good here, really good actually. But it's funny because you can order any curry. That's the funny thing about it. And they ask you if you want it mild, medium or hot. So like you could ask for a chicken korma, they'd ask the same question. You could ask for a chicken jalfrezi, they'd ask you the same question. And you're like, no, these certain curries are each meant to be different heats. Like that's the whole point in them. But so you can literally get any curry you want at any heat you want.
Mild vindaloo.
Yeah. Imagine. It's just a mild like tomato curry, isn't it? It's kind of weird. And medium is still quite hot because when we first came here, me and James were like, "Oh, hot, obviously," and we were both like, breathing fire. And like, no, don't ask for hot ever again. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Wow, I feel like we've had a really good food chat there.
I feel like in case you wanted to know absolutely everything about our food.
I gave my poolside problem. You haven't done yours yet.
Oh, actually, I
pulled mine up early because it was just linked in.
Oh, so my poolside problem this week would be food related, and it is that when I have a really hungover beige day, like on Sunday, I can't get a McDonald's. But I could get all these lovely foods, but I still can't get a McDonald's. Or, yeah, just that one thing that you really need when you're hungover.
Yeah, that's a good poolside problem.
And actually, you do have to, like, drive to get something. Like, like, it's a big...
And there is also a, like, food delivery app here now that is quite good. But it used to be, like, on the wait time on it, like 20 minutes, 40 minutes. And now, if you notice, there's literally hardly ever anything under 55 minutes. And I think the delivery got so slow that they've pushed it all back now. So sometimes you're like, oh, I really want like this, but I don't want to wait an hour for it. And actually, if you order it, it probably will be with you quicker. They're just covering their asses. But it like puts you off, which is so annoying. Again, there's bigger problems.
That is a poolside problem for us.
Yeah.
And like the pizzas the other day, when it wasn't open, they closed at 4:30, even though it was a beautiful summer's evening.
Yeah.
Like there was no, like, you know, it's not a licensing issue to like be closed at 4:30.
Elle's talking about the beach club that she's a member at. Like, basically, they talk.
That's really poolside.
Yeah, that's really poolside problem. Everyone, a lot of people are here, but like they basically through the winter, what they call winter months, they close all like beach clubs and stuff. And actually, you get so many gorgeous days. You're like, that is ludicrous. Like people would come and eat out. They can't just like staff on busy days. They just literally like, no, 4:30 done, bye. And you're like, this is mental.
It's also part of a hotel. It's not like they don't have staff.
Yeah.
Like the hotel's running 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I bet you at 5 p.m, the other restaurants are not busy, full of people. So just like move staff around. I'm sure it's not that simple, but yeah, something like I do think Bermuda could work on is like tourism service. Like not just tourism, like
Customer service.
Just customer service, yeah.
Yeah, it is yeah, that's a whole nother episode, I feel like. Oh. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that today. And yeah, we will catch up with you all next week.
Oh, over and out.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for listening to Poolside Problems.
We hope we made you laugh a little and that you felt like you too were hiding under a duvet with us with a cup of coffee for some girl chats about our real problems and our silly poolside problems too.
If you enjoyed listening, we'd love to hear from you in a review below, and don't forget to subscribe.
If there's something you'd like us to open up the conversation about, or something we talked about today resonated with you, drop us a message on our Instagram at Poolside Problems and we will try to include it in future episodes.
And of course, nothing is TMI. We are all ears to anything else you'd like to share with us.
See you next week for more Poolside Problems. Tor and Elle.